I want to be able to have some type of ability to leave happily and to be able to give my children something to have as a legacy.
Having my son, have him here with me. That's my biggest goal, my biggest dream. You know, I want him in the family, I want him with me.
I would like to be debt-free, as everybody would. And I would like to not stress about financial things anymore, and I would like to have a savings account. I just would like to be able to breathe more often, not have to work 3 jobs, maybe just 1. Just continue to move in the same direction.
I want to be a great father to my kids, and I want to take care of my family the best way I could. I want to do for them all the things that I wish I can have those things when I was young. Those are the things I want to do for my family.
When I first started working with my advocate, I didn't have a job. My life was kind of, I was trying to get back on my feet. So I would have to say that we worked a lot on just getting myself back to a more stable environment.
One of the areas in which I've assisted Misty and her family is financial stability. She's been able to get to that level of comfort financially through, number one, saying, all right, the part-time job I have is ending and now I'm unemployed. So what resources are available for me? Figuring out what you want to do next with your job, what do you need? That really empowered her, I think, emotionally, because she was getting a little bit, down in the dumps, like often happens when people lose their job.
She's there. My kid loves her. Sometimes we just go outside and play together. She comes over and we, it's not on purpose that we don't do anything, but my kid doesn't give her a chance to do anything. And then just come back the next day because that's how it ended up happening by accident.
Misty and Noah have definitely embraced me into their family, which is a great perk of this position. When I see them out in the community, Noah is excited that I remember his name, and I tell him, of course I remember his name. And I say, what's my name? And he remembers it, so that's really sweet. So it's nice. It's nice to know that they consider me a friend and someone that, is part of their family support.
I was a little nervous until I met her and I got talking to her and I realized you were here to help people. That's what you're here for, to help people. Well, we had lunch and we sat there and we talked and she started telling me the programs. She's trying to get me something. I'm partially deaf, I'm blind, and she's trying to help me with hearing aids, stuff like that. She doesn't, and she don't forget about you and put you in the back. Just forget about you, and she's there for you. She's there to help you.
With some help from me and FSN, Leroy's been able to achieve a place of his own. I think he has gotten his self-esteem back. When I first met him, he was very downtrodden, and we gave him a haircut, and that made all the difference in the world to him.
Well, I feel better about myself. I feel better about going out and being around people. I just didn't care before how I dressed, how I looked, and she got me out of that rut. Now I feel a lot better about myself. I feel like I got a future.
And I think he's a changed person over the past couple of months. I've seen a lot of positive attitudes coming from him and a much brighter outlook on his future. And I think he'll do okay.
Well, I hear from the Family Strength Network from my neighbor. So I went to them and asked them if they know any way I can able to have help for insurance for my kids. At that time, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a lot of stress. I was in a lot of pain and I was hurting a lot. So I was kind of scared, and I don't know what I don't know what I'm expecting to get out of this. But I went and set up a meeting with Miss Debbie, and we able to talk to me about some of the things that I need to do and try to resolve some of them. One of my biggest stress is for where am I already bring my kids. I already promised my wife that I'm bringing these kids to give them the life we did not have when we was young. And now it seems like I'm failing. You know, the one of the biggest thing is they're gonna take my house away from me. You know, and that was the biggest stress in my life, which worried me so much, because where am I gonna live with my kids?
When I started working with Ben, he was losing his home. He was afraid he was going to lose his job. And through working with him, he has achieved the ability to pay his bills off, keep his job, and keep his home. And in the process, be able to spend more time with his children and work harder on getting his wife here.
Miss Debbie has been so nice to me, I'm not gonna lie. I consider Miss Debbie just like my mom. She's loving and caring, not just about me, because I've been in the office. I see other people in the office, and she treats everyone the same, just like the way she treats me.
Well, Alyssa came and she was registered into Gateway. She was in 8th grade, and they sent home a flyer about it, you know. And I thought it was something, she had just come in July, and that was the beginning of the school year. I thought it was something that we could go ahead and look at. So I called and met with Christy, and we've been with it ever since. Well, she knew more than I did as far as the agencies and different things to help us out as far as trying to commingle our family, which has been hard. And you know, because we were empty nesters for 7 years.
7 years without any kids.
So the grandparenting class, or parenting the second time around, I was like looking for something to help me, you know, another way to help. And that brought other people in the same situation. So you could learn off what they've done and how they've done. And, you know, all of them were different situations, but basically you still had to worry about the grandchildren. So it was a good class.
Differences that I've seen is the way that we live and how we are acting, and we sit down and have dinner together every night, and we sometimes, well, most of the time we're always out here in a big group in the living room watching TV together. We never did that when we were with our dad.
Dana is on top of everything. And when I mean on top of it, I have not even left Gateway building and she's already put things in place. I mean, she even sent me a card, you know, and it was really nice. To me, it felt like a big hug. You know, like she said that, you know, she's there for me with whatever they need, and she knows it's hard, and, you know, it was just a big hug. So that was really good.
This family has been successful because of the dedication that they show. They're really interested in succeeding and fulfilling their goals. Anything that we speak about, Diane definitely follows up with, and then when I speak to her, she's prepared to move on to the next step. I do feel part of this family. I feel that, you know, every time Diane and I meet or speak, I get excited when I hear that they've reached a goal, or that, you know, the children are being successful in what they do.
I would tell someone who's on the fence about joining or contacting the Family Strengthening Network to go ahead and do it. I mean, you gain so much information, and it's really helped us out a lot.
There's no reason not to do it. No reason not to do it.
You have nothing to lose by saying yes to have an advocate to help you. You have everything to gain. The more help you have in life, the better your life can be, and you don't have to do everything on your own, because we can't do everything on our own.
You don't know until you try it. She'll do everything she can to help you, and she'll do whatever she can to get you out of your rut you're in. You know, I was in a bad rut, and she took me shopping, bought me clothes, bought me the shoes I have on, and she did a lot for me.
Sometimes you have to realize that you can't do everything alone. And sometimes when you realize that you let somebody in and it takes some of that weight off your shoulders, and you no longer feel that pressure of how hard the world can be on you, and that you have that help, sometimes you don't feel as alone, and you don't feel as like you're gonna break every 5 seconds. And sometimes that makes the world just a little bit easier on you.
The Family Strength organization is the right way to go, because they're helping me so much with all of my problems. If you need help, if you need anything that's you want to resolve, I believe the Family Strength is the best way, can able to give you help that you need, and can able to help you the best way they could, because they helped me, and I believe if they do, they can help anyone which needs help.